Hello, everybody. My name's Lainey. Obviously, if you clicked on the video, you know who I am, and I'm here with Alexa. And basically, it's really rainy right now where I'm at, and I'm trying to get work done. So I thought, let's just have an impromptu stream here.
Camp Nano? Question mark.
Yeah, can't. Yeah, I guess
I'm
you can
utterly
introduce yourself.
failing
Yeah,
at it
but
so
I feel
far.
like everybody knows. I was gonna say you can introduce yourself, but I'm like, I feel like everybody knows who you are.
Yeah, I'm Alexa Donne. I write books. I'm Lainey's friend. I haunt her like a shadow. That's basically it. I invited myself on this live stream because I had already put on my face. So cheers.
Yeah. And then,
can I share with everyone that I bought a $120 makeup palette, and that's why, like, gotta get my money's worth. It was on sale though.
Was it still over 100 though?
It was a tick under 100 because it was 20% off, but I bought this too, so it was $150. That's what that AdSense pays for, Lainey. But like, look at this. Look at that.
See, I don't think I could pull off those colors. So
I think you could. I believe in you. And then this is the one that I'm wearing right now. So yeah. Everyone's in the chat. Hi.
Yeah, I see everybody coming in now. I was, of course, low-key afraid no one was going to join, being this last minute.
I think we're all working. Well, supposed to be working. I'm on PT time, so I still have time to do something today.
Yeah.
And thank you, Yay Gary, in the chat. I also think Lainey could pull off these colors. I think you shouldn't neg yourself. So the next time I'm allowed to see you in person, I will bring this makeup and you can put it on.
Okay, so like, speaking of, I feel like we should have a writing retreat before the year is over.
I want to so desperately. Yeah.
Because I'm already planning different trips with my different friend groups. And I'm like, I don't have one yet planned for the writing group.
Let's do it. Seriously. I would like to stay in something architecturally interesting in a place with weather. Please. That is my request. You know that I request rain every time.
So Oregon.
It is sunny and beautiful. Always here. There are a lot of places with weather lately. Just not Southern California. Well, really, basically not the southern western part of the country. Like, you're not going to get me to go to Arizona. So, too hot.
Yeah. Okay, so what is everybody's? Is everybody doing camp in the chat?
Yeah.
What are your goals?
What are we working on?
My goal is 20,000 words drafted. I'm not there yet, but I wrote 182 words earlier before I decided I want to stream to get more work done.
Nice. What do I want? I theoretically want to finish my book this month, but it's not going to happen. So we're going to baby step it and just say, I want to not self-destruct and actually accomplish a bare minimum of work. How's that? Yeah. Yeah.
Are you still drafting? Because you told me right before we went live that you're going to edit.
Is so hard. Well, I'm chaos process. I always forget that my vlogs aren't up yet. I'm still filming them. I have been revising my Act 1. Unfortunately, for almost a month. It was supposed to be shorter than that, and then life happened. So I threw out 4 chapters, completely rewrote them from scratch. That's drafting. I did that already. And now I have to take the transition chapters and edit out everything that fails continuity now. And then once that is done, I have to go back to the midpoint and keep writing the book. The problem is I love editing so much. So I'm actually in the zone, but I have to keep drafting. You can't edit a big page. I'm fine.
Okay, so Nicole said that.
Yeah.
Yuri. Hold on, I'm going to get back to you, Yuri. But Nicole said that.
I like Colorado.
I love thunderstorms. Like, I've been waiting for it all week. We've had like really gloomy weather here in Iowa, and it's been raining. and I'm just like waiting for that thunder crack to happen.
But I do want to go to NorCal as research for my book. Personally, I've never been as far north as I am writing, and they have weather and trees, so that and wineries.
Yes, true.
I actually added a winery to my book just because I want to go to a winery. So, yeah.
Okay, so mad props to anybody who can draw, because I cannot.
Seriously.
So, and then Marina is
PowerPoint.
Yeah, I love your name, Marina, because like my ballet teacher was Marina. So even though it gives me like traumatic flashbacks of my ballet years, I still love the name.
I always think of Marina and the Diamonds. So positive associations only. And actually, one of my on pause YA fantasies, that's the name of my main character.
Let's see.
Reading comp titles. Honestly, that counts as work.
Mm-hmm. So. See, I wasn't able to read the comp titles that while I was querying because it just depressed me. But
yeah.
Fun fact.
No, I feel you on that. There's certain books I avoid because I'm like, what if it's so good that I never want to write again?
Yeah. And actually, one of my comp titles I didn't read until after I got an agent.
I think I know which one you mean.
Yeah, I knew it was I knew it was similar enough that I could use it without reading it. But after reading it, I'm like, yeah, that was a good comp title to use.
Okay. And I also think I know because I think I might have helped you with that comp title.
Probably.
Also a book I haven't read, so yeah. That's our secret pro tip. You don't always have to read your comps.
Yeah. As long as you like are 100% sure you can comp it.
Yeah. Poetry or novel. Very different.
Also something I cannot do.
Yeah. I'm okay, but not great. Nice. I wish I could write 1,000 words.
That's my goal for this stream is to write over 1,000 words. So we will see.
I need to finish a chapter because I started it. It's like the essential bridge chapter to my murder, basically. My poor editor, at long last, will finally get to read a person dying in this book. So that's good. She read 30,000 words of buildup that have now mostly changed.
Yep. Productivity sprints are still sprints, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, it's whatever you work. I'm honestly, whenever Laura and Kevin do it, that's always way too early for me to write because I'm still on the clock and I just do work, usually my day job. Still counts.
Mm-hmm.
Or make dinner. Sometimes I make dinner during those.
Yep. Now I finally know what when the people are like, the chat jumped.
Oh yeah, it just like all of a sudden the thing you're looking at disappears and you're like 20 minutes ahead.
Yep.
So I get really behind in my streams.
Yes. See, speaking of ambiance, sometimes I'll just listen to rain ambiance just so that I can feel like it's currently raining.
Same.
Love me some dark romance. We got
a lot of my revision was rejigging my romance as well. So
okay, so Lauren's gonna tempt me with wanting Chinese food for dinner.
Oh no, me too. I'm highly suggestible though too, because like the one nice thing about not watching linear TV anymore is that I don't see as many food commercials because they are the death of me. If I'm watching a TV program and there's a pizza commercial and there's like a sub commercial, I'll basically constantly shift what I want to eat. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
DoorDash does that too, though, where just you're scrolling and you're like, what do I want? Also the Cheesecake Factory menu. So.
Dang, good.
I mean, you can always let it sit, get a couple critique partners to read it, and then see. Some revisions just go fast and some go horrifically slow. It just depends on the book.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've revised a book in 10 days and I've revised a book in 3 months. In fairness, the Ivies was just legitimately harder than other books for me.
Yeah. Anna's gonna finish her ending of the book.
Nice.
Just get it down. You can always revise it. My ending changed so much. It changed again with the agent edits. I mean, it's like still like I always have like a feeling that I need to end on. So the feeling has always been the same.
Yeah.
But the situation, the dialogue leading up to it, sometimes even the setting has always changed with each draft for me.
Marina's eating sushi. Now I want sushi.
Luckily, that is something that I don't like. So I'm never tempted.
You see, I'm a garbage human. And once I discovered here in California, tempura California rolls, which is basically taking something that is theoretically not unhealthy and ruining it, but making it taste amazing, I like to get literally fried California rolls. They're delicious. Yeah. And not good for you at all. So, is it sushi? Is it? It technically is called sushi. Well, I'll go with it. I support you watching at work.
Yeah, I watch streams a lot too because I know like Katie Ann Wright, she streams a lot in the mornings, and I'll hop on and do that while I'm doing.
I like having it on. It's actually like, especially as we've all adjusted to work from home, I'm not productive if I have a stream on while I work. Mm-hmm. So
also, like, as sad as this sounds, like just hearing other people talk and have conversation makes me not feel like I'm sitting in my apartment by myself.
Oh God, I've been alone for so long. Mm-hmm. I talk to myself more than is healthy, but sometimes I talk to you. I think talking to yourself is fine.
Oh, and Katie's here right as I was talking about her. Yes. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I'm getting towards the end here.
Oh, Laura's making tacos. Oh no.
Oh, Laura, stop.
Mackenzie's got ramen. Oh, I'm so suggestible. And like I ate breakfast like 3 hours ago, which means I will be hungry by the end of this stream.
Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna be hungry by the end of the stream. And I had like something planned out. Like I was gonna eat up my tuna.
I could cook, but am I going to now? Probably not. Honestly, if I get the work done I want to get done, I'm probably going to reward myself with takeout, even though I already got takeout this week.
And I know, and I put it as my goal, like only eat out once. And I got
that's my thing too. But I feel like it's been a week, you know? It's fine. Normalize talking to ourselves, yes. What helps is I do talk to the cats. Cat singular now, but like it's fine if you talk to an animal because they're sentient. Yeah, it's fine.
Well, sometimes I will like start talking. This is really weird. Sometimes I'll like ask my Alexa. I don't want her to turn on. Like I'll ask her like dumb questions just so
that's
that, like,
really lady. Oh no! Well, you can ask her this one dumb questions.
Well, because like you get like the emails or like, oh, you ask Alexa this, and I'm like, okay. So then I'll just sit there and like I'll like talk to her about it.
I had to turn mine off because when it started bothering me how much it goes off. So I have the listening feature turned off now. I just use it for my TV, is what I mean, because I have the device for my TV. That's funny.
I have one in my office and then I have one in my living room. So.
Oh, Laura says no takeout, but no, I'm weak. It's Saturday. I'm weak. Weekend.
And like support small businesses because like I'm so happy my favorite Mexican restaurant hasn't closed down since the pandemic because
that's me with my Thai restaurant. I worry about them. I'm like, I have to order from them all the time and give them a generous tip. They need to stay in business.
Because where else am I going to get the best salsa in the land and the best queso in the land?
Yeah. I'm actually genuinely worried about. So I actually have 2 favorite Thai places. My other favorite Thai place, they don't do delivery because they're like so legit. They're cash only and dine-in only. And I haven't checked on them lately. And I'm a little worried because they are like the bomb.com. Like if you come to LA, I will tell you to go to that restaurant because it's that good. Yeah. Man. Oh no, I can see in the chat, Mackenzie, I do talk to non-sentient objects as well. It's just a lot, you feel better when you talk to a cat because you pretend that it's like they understand you. So, yeah. I mean, I literally talk out plot problems in the shower. So, yeah. I talk to my shower head, I guess is what that means.
Oh, okay. Well, I was
We're
gonna
gonna
say like
sprint?
yeah, I was gonna be like in 4 minutes, but I was gonna get the screen up and going. But
Now we just know what playlists you have.
yeah, I went to Camille's because I really like her timers too. I also have
Yeah, I like those.
Lazelle's for
Yeah.
one, and Laura, because I know Laura is in the chat. I went to your channel and you don't have like all your timers in a playlist, so like do that please, so that I can easily
Yeah,
find them.
Laura.
Okay. What's everybody thinking for our first sprint?
I think we should start off slow. And by slow,
Okay.
I mean like either 10 or 15, and then work up to some 20-minute sprints. Because at least for me, my first sprint is always the least effective. And then I'm always great by like 2 or 3.
Okay.
So personally, I'm selfish. It's about me. Ugh, though I'm not even drafting. Like I'm worse when I'm drafting. Like editing, I know that I can make myself do the work. That's what I'm scared of though, like that I have to actually finish this book. Oh no. Oh no. Everyone in the chat saying 15, so that's fine. Let's do 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know which one to click.
I like the word cozy.
I do.
Even if it's not seasonally appropriate. We love autumn vibes in this chat.
Okay. I will mute it though, because I don't know if she has like music.
Some of them have
or...
music and some don't. Like
okay.
she made one with rain that I quite like a lot. So gotta skip that ad. Ooh, who's advertising to you?
Or
Grandma
do
Lee.
we? You know, we're gonna let her get these at.
Oh
these
yeah,
ads,
let's give
ads.
Camille some revenue. Sometimes that happens. Like I'll go on a friend's channel. This actually happened on your vlog the other day. I went into the kitchen to get a glass of water. I was like, I'll just let the ads play. Why not? Doesn't matter. It'll start eventually.
Oh, I realize that's so people can see what I'm. Yep, I'm totally subscribed to Kendall Ray.
I have no.
I love
there.
my little conspiracies and my true crime.
Okay, it's coming together.
Yep, I follow all of the true crime YouTubers.
I went through a period of being really into those, and then it's like I hit like a wall of it just being too much. And now I just watch a lot of Dateline. My pro tip to everyone is that Peacock now has a 24-hour Dateline channel. So, yeah.
Okay, so
it's gonna be... my eternal request, Laura, is rain sounds for timers. So,
or like thunderstorms.
Oh, thunderstorms!
To make thunderstorms.
Yeah. Like I'm literally writing a book with a ton of weather because that's the state I'm in. Like I really need trees and I really need rain and gray skies. I love gray skies. I'm a weirdo. Let's edit or write.
Okay,
whatever.
So I don't know how to 5. That's too many. 3, 2, 1, sprint. Okay, well, that sprint's over. Now I know why Laura does the ding-a-ling-a-ling, because, like, what else do you say when the sprint is done?
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Okay, so everybody do.
I cut some darlings. And like I literally didn't remember most of this chapter. I was like, oh, I had this entire like sequence that I have to replace with something. So I'm trying to do that now. Writing's hard. It's fine. What about you?
So it looks like I wrote 246 words.
Nice.
Not bad.
Yeah. I feel decent. I cut like a nice chunk of text, but I got to keep a very, very tacky bad dick joke that we'll see if it survives. But I love my own cleverness a little too much. So who doesn't want to make a Pinot joke?
I don't know. I write fantasy. It's hard to get
they don't have Pinot in although isn't there wine in Fantasy Italy?
Yeah. But I've never, I don't know, do I have any dick jokes? I don't think so.
I am appalled. No. It's actually usually not there's a lot more like of that kind of humor in this book because it's tonally very different. Actually, no, I had one in the Ivies. Do I have a problem? Oh my god. But that was more about sexting. It was technically a sexting joke. It just involved, yeah, anyway. It's fine. I'm okay.
Looks like everybody was super productive.
Good.
That's good.
I find Saturday afternoons are pretty decent for me usually, productivity wise.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so stuck how? Let's try to help.
Yeah.
Are you brainstorming? Are you writing?
Mood music. Yeah.
76 words of world building.
Anything counts.
Yeah, I just went to the bank this morning to get quarters to do laundry because I live in an apartment building that does not have in-unit washer and dryer.
Same.
So,
honestly, the good thing about the pandemic is no one knows how I smell. So, yeah. The clothes look fine.
Dude, there's so many in Game of Thrones. That's all they do.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Welcome to... We've only done one sprint so far, so I don't feel like you're very late.
Yeah, you're
okay.
Good.
Shelby, what's your question?
This is where the delay between the live and the chat comes up.
Okay. You guys are just making me want to order Mexican after this.
Yeah, I want to order takeout. The miracle of that first sprint actually is that I didn't spend the entire thing thinking about what I was going to get for dinner.
Well, I checked my phone and I had 2 like push notifications from Domino's and then Casey's Pizza. So I'm like,
I got Domino's earlier this week, and that's why I'm like low-key mad at myself that I might break my personal rule because I technically already ordered takeout this week.
Well, I think I got a sub yesterday, so
that sounds good too.
But can we like make that seem like it's not takeout? Like, oh, it's a sub, even though bread's horrible. But even though it's probably a lot of carbs, who cares? It was a sandwich.
Sandwiches are such basic foods that and actually sometimes when I like what I really want from takeout is like an exciting culinary experience. And even though I adore Jersey Mike's, it often doesn't scratch that itch because it's like it's a sandwich. It's a darn good sandwich, but it's a sandwich. So
we don't have a Jersey Mike's here. But
you're missing out.
I had Witch. If anybody in the chat knows what Witch is.
Witch is okay. We have that here, but
Well, see,
I
when
have
I
very
get
strong
which
opinions.
I remember because I loved Quiznos growing up, but
Growing
all of our
up, yes,
Quiznos,
and then it like went way downhill.
yeah. So whenever I go to Which, I always get a turkey ranch and Swiss because that's always what I would get at Quiznos. So then I would just I'm building it, I guess, at Which because you can build your own sandwich there. So
nice.
Okay. Oh, whoops. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to structure the first kiss
Oh, they're
and
the
where
worst.
to put it.
So
One of my beta readers critiqued a previous chapter, and it's just thrown everything into question.
It's going to depend on the structure. Oh, Nina just mentioned Firehouse subs. Oh no, sorry. I will talk more about kissing and structure, but actually that's a fair point. It's either Jersey Mike's or Firehouse for me, but Firehouse is less convenient in California. But yeah, I freaking love Firehouse. If you can get Firehouse subs, get it. It's like superior. It's like everything Quiznos was trying to do, taken to a whole new level. So, no, their Italian is just so freaking good. Okay, back to writing.
Yes.
I guess my first question is this a romance or is it a different genre? Because I think progression-wise, it is different. Like there are places and Eleni, you will know this way better than me. There's a spot in a romance where readers are going to expect a first kiss. Whereas you've leeway in other genres.
Yeah. I mean, also, I guess it depends what kind of tropes you're using. Because if it's like set up as a slow burn, I'm not expecting them to kiss ever.
Till the end. Yeah. Or ever.
And when they do get together, I'm mad because like I just want all that burn forever.
That's true. Usually when you're doing that and it's a standalone, they won't be till the third act if it's that kind of slow burn. Or at all if it's in a Jane Austen novel. That's interesting. Okay.
Yes. Give us more info. I'm very curious.
I did have to. So I did have to navigate that in my thriller. And for me, because it's a thriller, so it's different. I had a fake out kiss like in the beginning of Act 2, so in the fun and games, and then I have them kiss right before the midpoint turn. But that's because I need them to that suits my romance build. Yeah, it just depends on what you're writing though.
Yeah. Well, since I wrote a love triangle.
Well, I've also got a love triangle going, which is another reason I was like, oh, they need to kiss closer to the earlier part of Act 2 rather than the end. Because she's got to
like with
the other guy
both
too.
Right, because with both of them, it's like on different journeys. Because like the big romantic scene, it's in the third act, of course, even though no one knows who it's with. But then like, she's going to have some fun with the other one. So might as well put that in Act 2. So, yeah.
She said further down that it's contemporary romance coming of age.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like contemporary romance has more of a specific formula.
Yeah. Well, and also, I guess my question is, are they going to hook up? Are they going to take it? Are they going to take it to the next level? Matters too. Because if you plan to have them do that, they should kiss sooner, usually.
Because I feel like it depends like what's the end game here. Like is it just getting together? Then I feel like the kiss goes in the third act. But if they're gonna go all the way, then that would obviously be in the third act or moving into the third act.
Yeah. And thus it would probably fit in the fun and games if it's promise of the premise in that sense of like this is a romance that is gonna be central to the book, maybe. Or it could be a midpoint turn. Oh yeah, adding COVID references is the bane of my existence. You cannot win. Because in TradPub, you stop editing your book almost a year before it comes out. Like being allowed to make real changes to it. Which is why all the COVID references in my book are slightly out of date. And by slightly, I mean they are. So I just beg people to suspend their disbelief and believe that this boarding school went back to school. You can't win. They're rich. They do what they want. It's fine.
Or you can just pretend to live in like this. It's obviously contemporary. It's real world. But let's just pretend that the pandemic wasn't as big as it is. That's what I thought when I was reading it. I'm like, oh, to live in a world where this was only...
in a world. Yeah, regrets.
Okay.
And my next one's a little easier because I'm like, this takes place in 2022. I have to have hope for the future. It's just referenced in the deeper past.
So this was Shelby's question. How can
Yeah.
you query an agent if you are not 100% sure of your genre?
You have to get somewhat close to your genre, and you can figure that out by comp titles. Come up with comp titles rather than genres, like books that feel tonally similar, etc., and then kind of go that way. It is also okay to simply query as a novel, like blankety blank is a YA novel complete at blank, for example. You don't have to say YA fantasy. You don't have to say a genre if you don't want to. But it depends. Yeah. Sometimes it can benefit you not to mention a specific genre, and instead you get at the mix of genres if that's why you're not completely sure, by using comp titles. So let's say you think it's a fantasy science blend, comp books that also do that, or comp a fantasy book and a sci-fi book, that kind of thing. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah.
It can be tricky though.
Sharma says to look at topics and themes, kind of what you were saying.
Yeah.
Phoebe, we are not very far. We've only done one sprint.
One.
So.
All we've done so far is name food types that we might want to order for dinner.
Yeah.
Mostly.
It's food envy in here.
I don't have a good delivery Mexican place, so I feel like you will probably get Mexican, but I probably won't.
Yeah, I probably will.
Unrequited. Oh. Then so it essentially becomes a point of conflict and a reversal. So that's not a fun and games moment. That could be a midpoint. That could also be a break into 3, potentially. What do you think, Lainey?
I think so too.
It should be something that would naturally be followed by a reversal. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And you're really not going to have that many in your fun and games, not in a romance. Because a reversal and a buildup of romance and a fun and games would be more like, does he like me? I don't know. Like micro things, rather than usually a kiss forces a definitive response. Yeah. Look at me throwing out terms like I outline. Yeah. Oh, someone asked a question about struggling with outlining. Psh, don't do it. I'm kidding.
Okay, wait. So scene steps gotta take in a slow burner, love triangle, trophy, romance novel. Is that a question? Okay, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta break this down. There's a lot here. Steps gotta take a slow burner, love triangle, trophy, romance novella.
Okay, novellas I cannot help with. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, they're shorter, which is harder. Especially if it's slow burn, you might want it to be in a novel.
Yeah, because when I'm thinking like of all of like the romance novellas that I read, sometimes like I'll read those for Smudathon so I can get a lot done. They're not really slow burn. I mean, I'm sure there are definitely romance novellas out there that are slow burn and they don't do it well, but maybe I'm just like the automatic, like go to the smutty.
Read the smutty ones.
So they get right
to the point
very quickly.
So I'll just say generally in a slow burn love triangle trophy, you're going to have, you definitely want the almost touch. That's just like a Jane Austen K drama classic. The almost touch or the almost kiss, like you having some kind of moment where there's like physical closeness for a compelling reason, where there's like a will they won't they aspect, like, I don't know, they end up in a broom cupboard or she falls into him. Am I tacky and tropey and have I used that? Yes. Is it in my new book? Yes. Running into a warm hard chest, it's such a cliche. Does it work? Yes. Flirting, just like, especially flirting that a character can be unsure about, like Bill's, where it's like, was he flirting with me? Like, how do I feel about that? I don't know. What else? I say generally in slow burn, it's as much will they, won't they as possible. And I know that people feel very different ways about misunderstandings, like misunderstanding tropes, but I like them. That's a classic, the misunderstanding trope.
I like the misunderstanding only if it doesn't take place at 75%, where that's the thing that's before you get to the end. That's the only way I don't like them. But I like it in the beginning.
Yeah.
The miscommunication.
Exactly, like a slight, like a perceived slight. That's always one that you can build off of, especially in a love triangle. It's helpful if one of them, there's some sort of perceived slight or misunderstanding that pulls them away from each other while they get close to the other person, and inevitably they're going to be a scumbag or do something that pushes them back toward the other one. So there's that push and pull. I'm thinking of Wickham and Darcy. Honestly, it's all about Pride and Prejudice. Yeah. What else? Maybe throw in fake dating trope. Can't hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
See, I'm someone who's like, I like jealousy.
Exactly, because you can use that. Yeah. Throw in an ex. One of them has an ex who shows up. I don't know. So many tropes that are just so delicious. Sharing a bed trope. Actually, just use that all the time for reasons. So give them a reason to have to go somewhere where they have to share a bed or a sleeping bag.
Or they have to get to like the dingy motel, but there's only one bed in the dingy motel.
Oh, there's also the classic in that one like, of she comes out of the shower in the towel and he's there, or vice versa. God, we're just trash.
Did you watch the OC at all?
I think I probably watched some of the first or second season when it was on, but I was never like a stan.
Okay, well, I was a stan. I have the poster still in my office. But I'm hoping someone in the chat has seen the OC, because like that moment when they're all in Tijuana in the first season and then like they wake up and Ryan is like kind of cradling Marissa in the bed, I was like ascending to heaven.
That's a good one too. That's a really good trope. Oh no, we shifted together in our sleep spoon thing. Oh god. What else? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what I'm using in my current book. Awkward flirting is honestly a sad go-to for me, but that's just because it's me. Outlining. Oh, we're talking about outlining now. Oh dear. Okay.
Well, you don't outline, but I don't feel like I out.
Though a cheat there, and this is a Plancing cheat, which might work if you're struggling with outlining. It's a cheat. Write a synopsis. Because I find that synopses are so top line. They're not outlines. They're trust me, they don't really tell me how to write this book. I've been like, my current book is it's the most plotted, planned book I've ever worked on, and it's the hardest to write, even though technically I planned the whole thing. And that's because I wrote a complete and thorough synopsis for it, like 2 or 3 pages. But synopses are still really top line. And if the struggle is like you're getting stuck, like, well, I don't know what's going to happen exactly in that point. In a synopsis, you can just say like, so-and-so, like, because thrillers, so-and-so suspects so-and-so of having a secret. And then I figure out the secret later, for better, for worse. So that's my tip. Write a synopsis instead. What about you, Lainey?
I mean, I guess I do it by acts, so I work off of a 3-act structure, and I sometimes will do like a massive brain dump of like the whole story, and then I break it down into the acts. So then for Act 1, I'll brainstorm it a little bit more, kind of organize it into an outline, and then I'll write that, and then I'll start brainstorming for Act 2, and then after I've already written Act 1. So that's worked for me for the past few books I've written. Past couple books I've written, but yeah, I feel like it's always changing a little bit every time.
And I'd say another general tip is if whatever outlining method you are currently using isn't working, try a different one. I tried multiple before I figured out I just wasn't going to be an outliner. But if like you're doing 3-act structure outline, for example, try a 5-act structure outline instead. Try the snowflake method. Look at that, though. I find that overwhelming, but that's me. The Dan Harmon story circle, which is essentially 5-act structure. Try Save the Cat. Like, so it could just be trying to outline in a different way. Or you just can't outline. Some of us can't. But Sometimes you just haven't found the right one. So it just depends. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I support anyone who does not want to outline. This book is so planned, Lainey, and it is a hot mess. So you tell me that the only way to write a book is to plan it ahead of time. Okay, sure. Ugh. The best thing, though, is that my editor respects my chaos process and does not think I am insane. So that's a gift. I was worried. I was like, this woman's going to think I'm so unprofessional. And she's like, yeah, it's fine.
I say brainstorm it.
I love gothic fantasy.
While it's in your head, just get it down. And then once you get it down, then either you can focus back on your contemporary fantasy or just
throw yourself into it.
Go off and write it.
Yeah, I say like follow where your passion's taking you. Because in a worst case, let's say 2 years from now, you're like, oh, I had that idea 2 years ago. And then it's like a gift from your past self to your future self that you wrote it all down, all your ideas, and that you followed that idea. So I'm very bad at that, actually.
Okay, I think this is from Shelby again asking.
Yeah. It's a memoir, usually. Yes. Because basically the only people who get to write autobiographies are famous people, but anyone can write a memoir. Although memoir does have a style, and I would recommend reading memoirs. And there's also memoirs that are more like creative nonfiction-y than other memoirs. So like there's definitely a difference between like celebrity memoirs definitely feel different than say a like an upmarket creative nonfiction memoir. The difference being usually it's a celebrity writing it, often with a ghostwriter, and it's meant to be commercial appeal, versus I'm thinking of books like The Glass Castle, or basically when journalists write beautiful nonfiction memoirs. That's an oxymoron, but you know what I mean. So like it's again, it comes to comps, like knowing what you're writing. Though of course, if you can write a celebrity style memoir even if you are not a celebrity. It's just like commercial and funny and like snapshots of your life versus like a narrative experience. Mm-hmm. I love when nonfiction reads like fiction, but it's true. That's my favorite kind. But
I mean yay. Like we don't judge.
we love it. It kind of makes me want to add a towel scene to my book. I don't know if I can.
See, kind of going off of the towel scene, I have the like, well, not exactly the "can you zip me up," but like that
That's a good one.
Trope. I have that one.
Nice.
Beta readers, how to find them. Twitter, as much as I really hate Twitter, they're the best place to find.
It's like you have to find the right aspiring writer community spaces, but I find like make sure they're as serious as you are, in the sense that you want to make sure they also have completed a novel that they plan to query. Just so that like you're going at the same speed is essentially the idea, that you're at the same mode, that it's not like, oh, you want to exchange manuscripts, but they've only written 3 chapters of a whip that they might never finish. The trust piece is a lot harder to tackle. What do you think, lady? My instinct is very few people would ever realistically steal your material, or even if they did, what could they do with it? But it is a question mark. I haven't had any problems personally. Partly because I've sought out writers who I have felt have had the same ambition and drive as I do. And I find usually if you genuinely have that, why would you ever want to copy someone else? Because like, yeah. There are unscrupulous people though. So I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah, I would get involved in some of the Twitter chats. There's like so many that go on. I guess I don't really know what you write, but I feel like a lot of YA ones are going on Twitter all the time. And they like encourage you to kind of just like talk to each other, like reply, or when you see someone who like posts an aesthetic that you really like, I love this. And there's like there's CP chat, there's CP match is something.
Yeah.
And then I know AMM does kind of a CP match too.
We do, yeah.
Every now and then.
And then also just take it slow. Is only send them a couple chapters and only have them send you a couple chapters and make sure you like their vibe. I feel like there's a vibe that you pick off of people usually pretty early on, as to whether like they're well read, in the spaces that they need to be, because like they should know the genre that they're critique partnering and vice versa. You get a sense of how much you like their writing, and also how to put this. The thing about, because you bring up the trust piece, which is legit. If you find someone that you feel already is coming to the table with original or at least fresh ideas and execution, why would they steal from you? And so you want to find those people. Yeah. But I say that with a disclaimer. Almost very few people are going to steal, but it is a legitimate concern at the same time. So, although, you know what, I challenge anyone to try to steal from me. Good luck. I mean, what is there to steal? I'm not that original. To be perfectly frank. Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready for another sprint?
Yeah, let's do it.
Should we do...
figure out how to... Let's do 20. I got to figure out how to fix this next part.
Okay. Well, that's... I always forget. How am I doing this? I don't do stream much.
It's share, and then you would pick a tab.
Chrome tab. Here we go. Word sprint timers.
And when we're back, I want to answer Lisanne's question, because the answer is LOL, literally have that problem with my current draft. So we'll come to that when the sprint's over. Okay. You got to hide the comment too.
Oh, yep. Okay. Here we go. Where was that comment? There it is. Okay. Okay, so we're doing 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think 20 is good. And then maybe we build to a 25 or do another 20. Either way, we'll see how it goes.
So are we still feeling cozy stuff?
I don't mind either way, because I don't look at it while it's running, so I don't care. Because I have Scrivener open.
It's up on my main screen, on my big screen.
Yeah, see, you have 2 monitors, don't you? I don't. I do. If I did, I'd probably have stronger feelings, or if I was listening to the sound. So. Oh
yeah, I see. Elaine says also you can find betas at Goodreads. Yeah, if anybody else has any other ideas of where to find critique partners, definitely drop them in the chat.
Nice.
Okay, so she does not have a 20-minute cozy.
How dare? Then we'll just do one of the productivity ones up there. I saw 20.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Unless you care about the aesthetic.
I mean, I'm a Libra. Of course I do.
Oh, I think we're cracking up. Let's work. It's fine. We're fine.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let's switch to Lizelle's.
Okay, that works.
Because I know Lizelle has a 20-minute one.
She also has more fall vibes. She's got some tree timers for sure. I've used those before.
Okay. Chrome tab. Lizelle. Share. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Okay. I just saw. Okay, here they are.
See, wilderness timers. Yeah, those are good.
20 minutes.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, she got no ads, girl. I wanted to give you some coin.
There you go.
Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Sprint over. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
That does sneak up on you.
Yep.
But that said, the ding-a-ling-a-lings make me jump every single time. So, pros and cons.
Okay, so let's...
All that food talk got to me, and I realized I should really grab a snack, so I am eating an avocado.
Okay. And...
Otherwise, I won't make it to dinner. East Coast or PT problems.
So how did everybody do? I gotta do math real quick because I do not know. Oh, I'm really close to making 1,000 for the day. So
good. I finished the scene I was on, so I figured out the problem I was in at the moment. I've cut 800 words from this chapter, which is good, considering I'm definitely trying to trim my Act 1. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I only did 328 words. I definitely thought it was more.
Oh, I don't mean just in that sprint, like since I started.
Oh,
I cut that many words from this chapter.
328 was just from this 20-minute sprint. I thought I was going to get at least 500, but oh well. Okay, let's see how everybody else did. 405 for Michaela. Nina did 430. Taylor did 274. Sarah did 493.
Nice. Ooh.
Anisha, did I pronounce that right? 650. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Kayla did 243. Devin joined a little bit late, but 327 words. Elaine did 230. Man, people are killing it. Okay.
Love it.
Page 28. Look at a couple pictures. Okay. Juanita did dictated and ended up vlogging. I'm also currently vlogging.
I'm very bad at that. I probably should.
Are we buffering or something? My Wi-Fi is still on. Sometimes it cuts out, but it's...
Mine sucks too. So thank you, Spectrum. I know that when Laura and Kevin finish their sprints, that there's often like a lag, and sometimes I have to refresh the screen to get their mouths to match up with what they're saying. So
okay.
I think it's a YouTube thing.
It's fine. Okay.
Okay.
So you said you wanted to answer this question.
Yeah, further up.
Do you get stressed that your book may end up too long? I'm 80K into mine and barely halfway through, and although my beta reader says it doesn't drag, I still feel stressed the more I write.
This is a mood. A serious mood. So first of all, it's if you haven't written a book before, or you've only written a few books before, I say don't stress, keep going. Because I mean, you can fix it later either way. It also depends on your genre. So if you're writing a fantasy, it's still like you'll still want to fix it later, but it's fine. But so my current thriller, I hit 64,000 words at the midpoint. And yeah, I was like, this is too long. Like 100%. That was just unacceptable. But if it weren't my 6th book I've written, I would have kept going. But I decided, knock on wood, to trust myself enough to stop and go back to the beginning to fix Act 1. Because I think my Act 2 is a little long, but I actually think the main culprit's Act 1. And doing that has alleviated some of my stress. It's still freaking long, but not as long as it was. So yes, this stresses me. And the solution or what you should do is going to depend on where you are. But if you think there's even half a chance that if you go back to edit that you will never finish this book, do not stop writing the book and deal with it later. Magical things can happen in editing.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Well, I've never really had this particular problem where I'm like this much into it already and not even halfway through. A lot of my first drafts tended to be 100,000 words solidly, give or take just a little bit. But I've recently found out that I really like underwriting first drafts. The the first draft of The Serpent Court was 60,000, which is still like kind of like on the bigger side of underwriting, but for me that was like severely underwriting. And I found that to be so much easier for revision, and now it's like at 99,000 words right now. So there's I'm glad I started underwriting. I'm trying to underwrite this draft that I'm currently working on a new book. So cross my fingers. I'm hoping for like 50 to 60,000 again.
Nice. Yeah, did I underwrite the IVs? Not really. But that draft came in at like 74K, which was just perfect. Because technically it ended up underwritten because it did end up longer. And I agree. It was the shortest book I had written since my first book. And I loved writing short. Like I loved feeling like I could get it done. That's why I'm so mad right now that I'm not done. I'm so sad. I would really like to finish this book. So, but it's this thriller is going to be at least 90,000 words. I know that. So get ready. Yeah.
To that one. Okay.
Oh, you got a question about underwriting.
Do you intentionally leave out things you would know will be there later? Is it a zero draft where you just write? Okay, so it was like really weird because like with The Serpent Court, it felt complete at like 60,000. Like I had all the plot points that I needed to have. That one I also, I wrote the first draft as it was easier for me to write that one because I was framing it as like a bet, like that kind of trope. So that like that the bet kind of has like a specific formula in movies and everything like that. So I kind of wrote to that, and it kind of ended at 60,000. But then I added so much more. One of my critique partners, she reads my first drafts, as terrible as they are, and she gave me like a lot of ideas and a lot of things to expand on. And like she's like, well, what about this? And like so it also is like, you know, get good critique partners. And I know that's really hard to do, but my critique partner is awesome. And so like, yeah. And then it kind of expanded. Like there was so much more that's in the book now that was not in the original first draft, but it still makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really weird. That's why I'm like kind of weird about writing this one. Cause I'm like, I don't know. It's just weird to write something that feels complete. Like you have all those, I did all the acts and all the scenes that I was thinking of, but it's just ended up shorter and then expanding it later. It's weird.
Yeah, I desperately want to zero draft. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try it. Honestly, pray for me. My goal for the back half of the book is I'm gonna try to skip scenes. We'll see if I do it. I want to though. I'm fine. Because for me, it's like I just need to trigger editing mode because I love it so much, you know, and I know that I can be productive in editing mode. It's a disease. It's fine. Editing's hard. It is definitely a different mindset. Do you have critique partners who are reading these? Because it can definitely help to have another person tell you like, you don't need this, or this isn't working, etc. That can kind of help. What do you think, Lainey?
I think so too. Critique partners will tell you what scenes don't belong. I had a really long flashback scene in The Serpent Court, and like two of my critique partners were like, cut it. So I did.
I also find that they're really helpful because as the author, I think it gets all messy, like how intimately we know our story in our brain, and also it ends up on paper, but also just unless you have like the most sensational memory and write very fast, I think we also end up being repetitive in drafts where actually you'll hit the same beats over and over again, either of information or emotional beats. And a CP who's less close to it and coming to it fresh can say, you basically already did that same thing 3 chapters ago. You don't have to do it twice. And then you're able to go, aha, I can be, even if I like this, I can be brutal and cut it. And sometimes it's going, well, I'm in love with my phrasing or how I approach the same beat here, and you throw one out and keep the other, or you combine them. So it's like on The Stars We Steal, I needed my agent to say, why do you have 4 different dinner party scenes? And then I had to be really brutal. I think I got it down to 2. So, yeah.
I underwrite because I have white walls. So this is surprisingly I feel like I'm the opposite. I'm still at least I underwrote this past draft, but yeah. I over describe a lot because I don't ever want someone to feel like they don't know where they are. Mm-hmm. And I need to be able to visualize the scene. And I am very much a visual learner myself. So, so someone asked what white wall syndrome is.
I call it white room syndrome, but it's basically where you don't describe where they are or anything that's going on. So the characters might as well be literally talking in a white room. Like they could be in a box with all white walls with no physical space. They could be floating in the ether for all the reader knows because they have no clue where they are or what's going on. So I'm a mix. I tend toward white room syndrome, so I fought it over years and years and years. So I'm much better now on first drafts at not doing that. But also, if I'm sitting down for a word sprint, this is a symptom of pantsing, and I just have no clue what I'm gonna write that day. But I know that it's a new scene. I will go overboard on Pinterest where I'm like looking at architecture and mood, and I'll over describe in specific scenes because it was like, that was a great way to hit my word count for that day. So actually I'm almost to that next part of my book. I know that I have I think I stretched it. Did I stretch it across 2 chapters or is it just really long? It's really long. I have an almost 5,000 word chapter that is a party. And I know that it's because I lovingly describe a beach mansion in way too much detail. And I kind of don't want to cut it, but I probably have to. And I'm very sad. I got really into describing like the view of the ocean and the marble floors, and like it's a little ridiculous. And that's what that chapter is, 4,894 words. Yeah. Oh, food too. I literally described every single item of food available at this party because I love food.
I realized that I'm not good at describing food very much. I'm like, I don't know, what do they eat in a fantasy world? Chicken?
Oh, also, I hope you could hear me. I realized I kept my mic to the side after that sprint. But you could hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Then maybe my mic is so good it picked up from the side. Yeah, in fairness, I'm a basic bitch, and it's always the same food. Like, you know what I like to eat because I will describe cheese puffs, cheese tarts in every story. The past hors d'oeuvres are always going to be like cheese tarts, or I love barbecue meatballs, like the basic bitch, like Super Bowl food. Love them. I'll put them in stories all the time. Mini sliders are also just easy to write. I love past appetizers, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could write food porn passages, but it's just not. It's just not me.
Hungry.
So that's
And I will always have wait staff passing with trays of champagne. It's just a tick that I have.
Nina and Melissa both said that they can't. I can't either. I have to do everything chronological. Never skip.
Oh, I can't either, but I'm gonna try.
Oh, I see. I've tried, and I just can't do it. It's like my brain, it goes like haywire, and it's like, you can't do this, so why are you trying to do it? And I'm like, you're right, I can't do it, and I stop.
Well, we're gonna see what happens, so pray for me. I haven't got to that part of the vlog yet.
Yeah, see, this is what Katie said. This is exactly why I can't do it, because like I feel like I'm losing the emotional journey of the character. Because I'm like, I mean, I know how they're feeling in chapter 5. I have no idea how they're going to feel in chapter 15. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm not sure it's going to work, but I am going to try. Because how am I 60K into a book and I'm halfway? And it's a thriller. That is just unacceptable. Unacceptable. But my editor was like, it's literally my job to edit, right? And you don't have to worry. I was like, I'm worried. I want this book to die. And by die, I just mean be done so that I can fix it.
Okay, the chat jokes. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, Nina really loved The Stars We Steal.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, I love him. Yeah. My garbage men. But they're not really garbage. They're actually all soft boys secretly, except I had to write a Rochester in my first one. I don't condone low-key alcoholism, just so everyone knows. Description's hard. I always feel like I'm not good at it. Like, there's some writers who are they're prone to, I love a beautiful metaphor from other people. I can't say that it's something that is my strength. Yeah.
Over description. Yeah, we got it.
Yep.
One thing I did over describe a lot of in the Serpent Court was the dresses.
Do it.
So much.
I love it.
Describing.
That's my problem on my new one. My editor was like, I love all the architecture descriptions. I was like, well, now we're stuck with them. They're not going to, because if you like them, I like them. So, and in my last one, it was dresses, or the two ago. Yeah, I love party scenes.
I have so many party scenes.
There's so much like conflict. Like, it's a great way to juggle a lot of characters. You can insert a lot of conflict into it. It's like parties are like weirdly high stakes, like socially. A party is a high stakes social situation because of all the variables. I just freaking love it. Plus, I get to talk about food. Also, I'm just like a cheap like whore for drunk tropes. Like, it's just such a cheap plot device to get characters drinking, but you can do so much with that. And I rely on that more than I should, honestly. It's lazy, but I love it. Yeah. Drunken confessions, romantic tropes that we were talking about. It's a classic.
I have sexy hide and seek in one of my party scenes.
It's a mood. See, actually, party games is another great romance trope. Yep. Going way back to that question earlier.
Yeah.
That's a great one. And there's so many to choose from.
There's so many. I have Never Have I Ever's in my book too, because that's a good one.
I want to write that eventually, because I also did sexy hide and seek. It was technically sardines. I don't even know what I did anymore. In Brightly Burning. And then I did Marco Polo in The Stars of Steel. There was actually no sexy games in the Ivies, and I feel like I broke my brand. And I don't think there is in this one either. I gotta rectify that. But like, I love like playing with 7 Minutes in Heaven, and Never Have I Ever is a really good one. Yeah, we love it. Not in real life though. I always hate playing Never Have I Ever in real life. No. Because I'm boring. That's why. Like, yeah. Well, Nina's asking about sexy hide and seek. I think it's different in our different books.
Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry, I was getting to it. So basically, they're in this villa because, fantasy Italy, so villa. And you can either be someone who hides, or you can be like someone who hunts, and you just try to find everybody that you can, and you take like a little cloth, like all of them have cloths, so you try to gather as many cloths as you can, signifying you found this person. And one of the characters is like, hey, I want you to find me. And she hides in a bedroom by herself.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's a little different from mine.
Yep. Sexy tag in a castle.
Nice. What was trying? Yeah, no, mine was just it's coming back to me. It was standard hide and go seek, but my main character thinks she's found the perfect hiding space, but her love interest is already hiding in the dark, and they end up touching. Basically. Just an excuse for some touching and awkwardness.
Yeah,
spin the bottle. Yeah, that's another classic. See? Do we want to sprint again?
Probably.
We have to work.
Also, like, beer pong can get sexy if you want it to.
Ooh, oh, there's also like strip poker. Any game where you're playing a game and you got to strip. That's another good one. See, we're just this is how we work. Also, I think I'm gonna get Japanese. I think that's what's gonna happen. So I blame whoever mentioned sushi earlier.
Okay.
The time difference does suck. We are Legion. I try to schedule my. Usually I can never make Aussies and Brits happy, and I know that there's more than Aussies and Brits, but so if I do a time that works for the Aussies, it doesn't work for the Brits. But I try to be mindful of that when I. That's why I do a lot at like 11 a.m. PT because that'll grab the UK Europeans late at night, but still.
Mm-hmm. Truth or Dare, Scavenger Hunt. I feel like those.
Dare. Yes. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what are we thinking for this next sprint? Should this be the last one? I don't know.
Yeah. Do we want to do another 20?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can finish this chapter because that would be pretty good. And then I would just, the next chapter is the party chapter. So this is like the transition chapter. So, and the party chapter is where I got to kill darlings. But continuity wise, I don't have to do too much editing to that one. So that's good. And then a bitch has to die. So, not literally, like my character, not. All right.
Oh, we got a 30.
That's really bold. We could do 25.
25?
There's the Cozy Autumn 25 one.
There's a Cozy Autumn.
Yeah, you missed it. It was up there. Cozy Autumn 25 right there.
Okay. I think I'll be able to hit my 1,000.
Yeah, let's do it. And I will finish this chapter. There, we said it, so we have to.
Oh,
okay. HelloFresh.
This ad is really annoying me because I'm like, what is he wearing?
I haven't seen this one, so they must think you really like muscular guys, Lainey.
Because he's like trying to like be a joke too, and I'm like,
mine is this really cute like Asian influencer girl. I get like she's very like Instagram vibes is the one that I get shown a lot for HelloFresh.
Like he's trying to be fun, but for what reason? I don't. And then the outfit. I mean, I'm all for chests, but not it.
Oh, not that's not it.
But for Camille, I'll watch the rest of it.
Yeah,
coin. Okay.
I've thought about looking into HelloFresh.
I don't think I would like it. So
I think my problem is that A, I'm a little bit picky, and B, I don't really cook, which is mostly a me problem. But like, so if they sent me something that required a method of cooking I wasn't comfortable with, I wouldn't cook it. So, All right, let's do this.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Yep. So
We did it.
Yep. I got to do math again.
Oh, it's the worst. I'm on
But
the
I know I
party
hit
chapter.
1,000.
Good. I caught a continuity thing and I have to fix it. So, yay. Romantic tension is hard, especially when you're juggling two guys. Because, like, I was like, ooh, this is a good flirting scene.
Or is it fun?
I mean, it's fun. That's the thing. I was like, oh, she's really flirting with him. I was like, wait, she should be looking for the other guy at the party. You need to put this in the book, you Dumbo. So, because otherwise she seems really, like, flaky.
Okay, so I got 621 on that one.
Good.
That's
wow.
very good. I was in the zone. And that makes 1.3 for the day so far. So I think I'm going to try to hit another 200 words so I can put
do it.
Three stickers on my productivity tracker. Let's see how everybody else did. 323, but you did write the end. That's good. Congrats.
Yeah. Sometimes the benchmark isn't always a word count. It's like it's a different benchmark.
Dang, Sarah got 1078.
Good.
365 with some fluff.
You go where the scene takes you, and if it's bad, you fix it later.
291.
Been there.
1004. That's awesome.
Good.
455. 455. 348. And hit Camp Daily Goal. Awesome.
Good. On page 43, that's good.
Yeah. Only 115, but only drafting for 8 minutes. That's still good for 8 minutes. But got 326. Good. Redrafted a whole chapter.
That's good.
676. 1044.
Nice.
And I don't know how people can dictate so well. I don't think that's something that I would probably ever do because I feel like my verbal thoughts are different than like the thoughts in my head as I'm writing. I don't know if I'd be good at verbally getting out what I want to say. But yay, it seems like everybody did so well. I got 1.36 1.3 so far for the day total. I
feel good with really progress, period. Like, I really want to finish this stretch of essentially a revision this weekend because I want to send this to my editor because I'm a bit behind. So also because I desperately crave validation and I want her to read it. So, the usual. I love how the lighting is so different between the two of us. Like,
and the thing is, it's still bright out, but it's raining, so like there's just a lot of gray clouds out. But yeah, my windows are the curtains are open. Tried to do dictating, but you have to make so many corrections. That's I also like.
Yeah.
Like I can barely talk right now as it is. I don't think I could.
Yeah.
I don't think I could dictate. I don't know if I could even do dialogue.
Yeah. Well, and also like when you're dictating, exactly, like how does that work? Do you have to be like period, quotation mark? Like that would slow me down.
Yeah, I wonder too.
Yeah. I feel pretty good. So it's 6:18 for you and 4:18 for me.
Yes.
It's a good place to be this time of day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I'm tired. Time to
I
drink.
got up
I'm kidding.
early.
I did not get up early. I slept in.
Yeah.
Just nice. Not like 9:30.
Well, I'm
Still.
filming a writing vlog right now, so I'm like trying to do this like productive work day routine kind of for the weekend with writing. So
That's good pressure. Oh, that reminds me. Shouldn't I film for my writing vlog? Isn't that what people do?
get the B-roll.
Yeah, I'm very bad at this, clearly. Oh, I took the card out of my camera. That doesn't help.
Chris says that I just talk to myself and say what's happening, and the app puts in punctuation. I can fix it later.
Interesting.
So I feel like I've seen like more and more people do dictation in like the recent like year or two. So I wonder if like the technology is like getting better and better with that.
We'll see if I even use that. It's so ridiculous. I'm so bad at B-roll. I should have been filming B-roll when I was working, and I didn't do that. I don't always think about it. So, do we want to like wrap it up?
Probably.
Oh no.
Sorry. I've been up early.
I always get yawny around this time of day, regardless of how much I sleep. So it's like the afternoon doldrums.
I feel like this way too.
Oh, I did see someone ask in chat earlier when I would have a new video. I filmed one today, so yeah, I'm trying. Maybe this will encourage me to edit the vlog footage I do have and get it up sooner rather than later. I don't know. Because I don't have much.
I'm on a good flow right now. Upload Thursdays.
You're doing well. But you're also very good at vlogging. You are my inspiration, as you know, to give a shit and try. Oh, my eyes are all watery because I'm yawning.
The thing is that, like, with the pandemic, I don't want to ever like put my makeup on or do anything like that. And like when I do sit down videos, I put on makeup and stuff. But when I do my vlogs, I'm just like, who cares? So I think like that's why like I'm doing so many vlogs, because I don't have to like get ready for it.
See, I've continued to do my makeup through quarantine because some days it's like all I can really do. And so I still do a full face of makeup often enough. And I do have to put it on for work. Yeah, well, it's also just like, what else am I going to do? And makeup's fun for me. So that's why like I've still bought palettes and stuff. So yeah, so like I know I got the like really ass expensive one, but like one of my best buys recently was this. I think this is $12. It's taupe, just a really good neutral, cool leaning palette if you need one. So like I've bought a lot of ColourPop too and just like done my makeup for fun because I have nothing else to do. I mean, I do, but I have nowhere to go. So yeah. Any other questions?
If anybody wants to try dictation,
yeah,
we got a rec.
Oh no, like this is like a train that's not stopping. I keep yawning.
I also really like ColourPop.
I love ColourPop. Like that's the thing, like I don't normally buy, or at least I went through this period when I first got into BeautyTube of buying a lot of expensive makeup. And the lesson I learned is that 9 times out of 10 products are overhyped. I was kind of wasting them. Like there's a glitter palette I bought and I think it was $60 and I've barely used it. So that was also growing pains of learning the types of makeup I like. And then I discovered ColourPop. And my favorite thing is that you can be like, do I like high drama glitter looks? And it's not a risk to spend $12 on a ColourPop palette to see if you even like that kind of stuff. So, or even just like, I want crazy mermaid colors, ColourPop, So.
Do you have common voices for your novels, and how do you make the different novels you write sound different and not like the same stories?
I think I have a common voice personally in that there's always going to be some snark, like a snarky tone to a lot of what I write, but you can consciously make choices, and it can vary by genre. So my thrillers don't sound like my sci-fi retellings, just because well, I purposely did first person present, and there's something about writing a modern story, like a contemporary story, that the voice just comes out different for me. At least it should. You can try a different. Lainey, you have experience with this. Try writing in a different tense. If you make yourself write in third person past, for example, you're automatically going to sound pretty different from how you sound in first person present. That can be a way to do it. And there are genre conventions. So like that's an easy way to make your fantasy sound different from your contemporary. You could think about word choice, humor, pop culture references. Those all make a difference. But also it can be good to have a distinct voice that carries over your books. Readers like that, I hope. Hopefully. But I've seen in reviews that people have noticed that the Ivy sounds different from my other ones. I'm like, yeah, it really does. So.
Yep. Is July a good time to query?
Honestly, I've given up on timing. I think the only time that remains bad is around Christmas, and yet we all know someone who did really well querying in December, so just query when you want, right? Yeah. I also think everything's out the window with 2020 continuing into 2021. When's good anymore? I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I queried. I was one of those ones that queried in December.
Yeah. So.
But also like would not recommend it, but ended up having
more
like a happier. Yeah, it's more stressful, and also it's just like quiet. Everybody's has holidays. They're all
Because the old adage used to be that summer wasn't good because people were on vacation, but no one gets to go anywhere anymore. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
we did that.
Thanks for joining us for this impromptu writing sprint.
You forced me to be productive. Thank you. I otherwise would have just watched The Nanny and worked on a puzzle. So
yeah, I was about to I probably wouldn't have gotten 1.3 thousand words if didn't do the stream. Yeah. So yeah. Hope everybody else felt a little bit more productive or accomplished a little bit more than they thought they would today. I'm sure there's a bunch of other sprints going around too on Author 2, so be on the lookout. So I feel awkward about ending this, but I hope you guys all have a good night or day wherever you're at, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. Awkward eternal wave.
Yeah.